Hello and welcome to a Minecraft Let's Play video on the PC and another episode inside the world of Kelso's Carnival. Hello and welcome to the first episode in the How Why series of Kelso's Carnival. Well, I'll be going over the how and why I've done things inside Kelso's Carnival. Show you the programming that I've done, show you some of the command codes that I've done, and explain some of the reasons why I've done things the way I've done them. So one of the first things I will show you is the derp. How I came up with the derp, how I made the derp, how I programmed the derp. Of course I used the dragon egg, and for the simple reason that there's only one in the world. I will show you here in a second why the old derp, if you were around, I should have gotten some items ready here, why the old derp was too easy to get around, because I was using gold nugget, and all you had to do is take the gold nugget, stick it in a anvil, and rename it. And then you have a derp, and that actually would work for the villagers. So all you had to do is find some gold deposits, dig them up, and make them into nuggets. With the dragon egg, there's only one that exists in the world. You do have the drawback with the dragon egg that if you actually place it down, you can't pick it up unless you do the cheat where you actually pick it up. The problem with that then is you have a dragon egg. It's no longer named, no longer commanded, and it won't work for currency anymore. So what I did was I made a villager that I can actually trade with to get derp. Whoops. Dang it. There we go. Too many buttons. So actually spawned a villager. I actually named him a derp villager, and that way I can easily get the derp that I needed to begin my commands and work with it in that way. So all I have to do is trade him an apple, and I get a derp. I will put the commands in the description below and show you how I do them. Again, this is by no means will be a editorial on how to do commands. I will post some other people's channels where I learned a lot of what I do from. There are a couple really good ones out there that can help you from the ground up if you know nothing about command blocks or redstone. So this is by no means will be a tutorial and everything, just a matter of showing you how I did what I did. I will show you actually a neat trick with command blocks. So that's got my code in it. If I center click, I get a command block, no code. But let me get rid of this. If I control center click, I actually get a command block with the data already in it. A way of duplicating the commands if you need to be. It also works with signs. So if you had a sign, again I should have had some of this stuff ready, so if you have a sign that has a data on it already, again if you center click, all you get is a sign. But if you control center click, you actually get the sign with the words on it. So if you look at the actual item, see that this says sign. This says sign plus NPT. The NPT tells you that there are actually data tags attached to that object in addition to the normal object that's there. Just punched a hole in the wall. So that's how you can tell if you have something that has data already on it. But it's real handy for copying signs over and over again. The only drawback is you can't edit them. You hear that, Minecraft? You hear that, Mojang? Edit. I want to be able to edit signs. Edit signs. I can't tell you the number of times I wrote a sign and posted it and then realized that I misspelled something or did something wrong, and then you have to break it and redo it again. So yeah, you listening? You listening? Hey, edit signs. I want to edit signs. Now let's take a quick field trip. Go back over to the visitor center, and thank you. I will show you how I show you some of the basic commands that I've got here. Message of the day is fairly simple. All I did was if you go and type in tellraw at all, that means at everyone, and type in this certain code, and again I can put this in the description, but when you push the button, it says, it's nice blue text, message of the day, and it gives you the message. It's nice because the normal way of doing it to have it this is the one I have code in. Let me get rid of that one, grab another one, and if you went in here and said, say hi, and activate it, you get the at symbol hi, whereas the tellraw doesn't do that. It doesn't give you that, but it says at all, and you can change this at to at closest player, which would be at P. At A is at all, at R is at random. These pretty self-explanatory, but I'll show you anyways. Basically what it does is game mode 0 at closest player who pushed the button. This one, time set 0, pretty self-explanatory. Time set 1300, which is nighttime, and then clear weather is clear weather. You can actually type those codes into game chat also. This is just a way of being able to allow you players who don't have operator status to be able to use command blocks by just pushing the button. The other thing is the teleporter. Again, it's pretty simple. All it is TP the closest player to a set of coordinates that I have programmed. And again, you can do this to at all, at E. I do recommend you do not do at E. At E is at entities. And entities in the world are anything that basically moves. Animals, mobs, players, item frames and armor stands are considered entities also. So if you do at E and you teleport at E, that means every entity in the world is going to be teleported to that point, which is also a reason why I do recommend when you start playing with commands to do it in a world that you don't care if it gets destroyed. I have actually destroyed a couple of my test worlds. I'm actually on test world 3, I think it is, because the first 2 I destroyed by doing an error in a command and not being able to undo it. So yeah, I do recommend when you first start playing with commands that you don't do something in one of your worlds that you can't undo. The Minecraft Realms is nice because you can roll back the server, but if you're playing on a single player or multiplayer server that you don't have backed up someplace and you make a very grievous mistake, there's no coming back from it, especially if you do something like at E. It can ruin your world and ruin your day really quick. Let's go one other place. I want to show you actually, let's show you this first. Get rid of some of this. So some of you know this, some of you don't know this. And again, I do not take credit for any of these codes. Other people have come up with this. I have altered them to my needs, but I did not come up with these on my own. But what I have here is safe TNT. This will not blow up blocks. It will still hurt you and will hurt mobs, but will not blow up blocks. So if I spawn in a zombie here and place some TNT next to him, it'll actually hurt him. And if you look closely, you can see what I'm doing here. Watch the TNT real close. You might catch a glimpse of what I'm doing to change this. Right there, you got a little glimpse of green. So what I've done is I have some commands set up here. The little dot of red is just to let me know that it's active. So I have a repeater code block, and what this repeater does is sets up a scoreboard. Again, I'll put these in the description. This sets up a scoreboard. The second one starts looking for TNT blocks that have been primed, which means they've been lit. TNT, as you can see, will still damage item frames, but won't damage redstone or anything else. But the second one starts looking for TNT that it's more than just set. So that it doesn't care about until you actually light it. Does it do anything? After you've lit it, it then starts looking, waiting for the counter to get down to 1 tick before it explodes. And when it gets to 1 tick right before it explodes, it puts a creeper down that is ready to explode, and then kills the lit TNT. So scoreboard sets up so it starts tracking for TNT that's lit. It starts hunting for TNT that's lit, which is in 1 tick away from blowing up. The next one will replace the lit TNT, will actually kill the lit TNT, and replace it with a creeper that blows up. An important thing is mobGriefing must be off. That's why when the creeper blows up, he doesn't do any damage to the blocks, because mobGriefing is off. There is one unfortunate side effect with this thing, though. Where's the closest point? Let's just go up here. When it comes to TNT cannons, I have yet to be able to figure out how to get them to function like old TNT cannons will. So the TNT cannons that I have in the world, it doesn't actually matter. Let me get some of these here. How many TNT blocks you place, it won't go any farther. So if I place a TNT block, and I want to do this, I'm going to go like so. So that TNT block is only going to go that far. So even if I place 3, let's try that again. So if I place 3 or 4 in here, let's fill it all the way up. It just made a liar out of me. Okay. Well, after seeing that, I tested, and tested again, and I could not get it to duplicate what it did. Every other time, it won't shoot any farther than what one block did. Now you watch. I'm going to do this again, and the dang thing will make a liar out of me. I lit him the wrong way. It knocked me off. So yeah, it's still not functioning 100% correctly. Not like old TNT used to, where it would add up together. I think it's a fact that the TNT, when it goes off, you get a cumulative effect when the TNT explodes. Whereas when creepers explode, A, they're not as strong, and B, they don't accumulate like normal TNT does when it's live. And that will end this first episode of Kelso's Carnival How, Why. Just went over brief things that I went over in the first video of the Kelso's Carnival showcase. In the next video, I will go over things that I did in the second video, which were all games. So those might take a little longer. I still try to keep my videos somewhere around 15 minutes, somewhere around that mark. But again, thanks for watching. And as always, remember, don't feed the trolls.
Job done.